In this video, I will be discussing how to implement support vector machine regression machine learning model using Python and sklearn library. After completing this tutorial, you will not only learn about support vector machine regression algorithm, but also you will be able to train the model using Jupyter Notebook. Support vector machine algorithm is a machine learning technique for making predictions. Dimension in support vector machine is the number of features in the given data. In the support vector machine classification algorithm, we can plot each data row as a point in a two-dimensional space, assuming there are two features in the given training data. After that, we try to find the optimal hyperplane that differentiates the two classes very well. In this case, the hyperplane is a line as shown in the image, as we have only two features. The hyperplane forms the decision boundary. The data points that fall on the decision boundary are called support vectors. Support vector machine regression works on the similar principle as support vector machine classification algorithm. Support vector machine regression algorithm mainly considers the points that are within the decision boundary line. The best fit line in the hyperplane that has a maximum number of points. The image on your screen shows a typical support vector machine regression line. Note that most of the green dots that fall on the regression line is called support vectors. Real-life applications of support vector machine is like face detection, handwriting recognition, and image classification. In this video, we will learn about regression part of the support vector machine learning algorithm. Regression is one of the most fundamental and basic machine learning algorithm. Machine learning regression is a set of machine learning methods that are used to predict a continuous value. For example, predicting price of a house given the features of the house like number of rooms and area of the house, etc. Regression is a supervised machine learning technique. Machine learning regression also attempts to determine the strength of the relationship between two or more variables. The column values that are used to predict the output are called features or independent variables like number of rooms and area of the house. The column value that is predicted is called dependent variable or label like price of the house. Common example of machine learning regression is predicting the sales of a product or predicting price of a product, etc. Common regression machine learning algorithms are linear regression, lasso regression, support vector regression, XGBoost regression, etc. Before we proceed further, we should discuss three main concepts used in this tutorial. First concept is kernel in support vector machine learning algorithm. Kernel is a function used to take data as input and transform the data into the required format for further processing. Kernel function is used so that a nonlinear decision surface can be transformed to a linear decision surface in a higher dimensional space. For example, a dataset having two-dimensional nonlinear decision surface can be transformed to a three-dimensional dataset having linear decision surface using a kernel function. As you can see on your screen, the black and yellow points are not linearly separable in a two-dimensional space. However, if you imagine raising the yellow points up along the new vertical dimension, then you can separate them from the black points with a plane, which is a hyperplane in this case. This is shown in the images on your screen. The kernel functions return the inner product between 2 points in a feature space. This operation is often computationally cheaper than the explicit computation of the coordinates. This approach is also called kernel trick. Kernel trick allows us to operate in the original feature space without computing the coordinates of the data in a higher dimensional space. The kernel function can be of different types, such as linear kernel, non-linear kernel, polynomial kernel, radial basis function or RBF kernel, and sigmoid kernel. The most widely used kernel function is radial basis function or RBF kernel. The second concept used here is parameter C. C behaves as a regularization hyperparameter in the support vector machine learning algorithm. Support vector machine algorithm requires to set a larger margin between decision boundaries. And of course, it also wants to lower the misclassification rate. Note that a lower misclassification on training dataset doesn't mean lower misclassification on testing data as well. To get a better prediction on testing data, support vector machine algorithm requires a higher margin between the decision boundaries. The value of hyperparameter C is inversely proportional to the length of margin between decision boundary of the support vector machine. A lower value of C will encourage a larger margin. A large value of C gives us low bias and high variance as well. A small c gives us high bias and low variance. The default value of C is 1. We can find the best value of C hyperparameter using grid search. The third concept used here is gamma hyperparameter in support vector machine. Gamma is the parameter of a Gaussian kernel. It is used to handle nonlinear classification. If the classes are not linearly separable in 2 dimensions, we may want to transform them to a higher dimension where they will be linearly separable. With reference to the image on your screen, we can imagine raising the yellow points up, then we can separate them from the black points with a plane or hyperplane in the terminology of support vector machine. Let us assume that to raise the points, we use the RBF kernel. The parameter gamma controls the shape of the peaks where we raise the yellow points. A small gamma gives us a pointed bump in the third new dimension, and a large gamma gives us a softer, broader bump in the third new dimension. A small gamma will also give us a low bias and high variance, with a large gamma, of course, will give us a high bias and low variance. In other words, the gamma parameter defines how far the influence of a single training example reaches. Gamma controls the influence of new feature on the decision boundary as well. The higher the value of gamma, the more influence of the feature will have on the decision boundary. We can find best value of gamma hyperparameter using grid search. In this tutorial, we are going to predict the price of a house based on the number of rooms in the house and the complete area of the house. Therefore, the independent variables or features are number of rooms and area of the house, and dependent variable or label is price of the house. Before proceeding for technical implementation, let us discuss one more important concept called root mean squared error. The root mean squared error is one of the number of ways of comparing predictions with their corresponding actual outcomes. It is frequently used measure of the differences between values predicted by a model and the actual values. The root mean squared error represents the square root of the square of the differences between predicted values and actual values. It is a measure of accuracy to compare prediction errors of different models for a given data set. Note that you should not compare root mean squared error of different models for different data set. This is because RMSE is scale dependent. On your screen, the image shows the conceptual formula for calculating root mean squared error. RMSE can be interpreted as the standard deviation of the unexplained variance. RMSE has the same units as the output variable or label. Lower values of RMSE indicate better model. I will use the following simple steps to implement the model. We will start by importing the required libraries. Then we will load the data in Pandas data frame. After that, we will visualize the data. Post that, we will separate the features and the label. Then we will split the data into train and test set. After that, we will instantiate the model. Then we will train the model. After that, we will predict using the trained model. And finally, we will calculate the root mean squared error of the trained model. Let's get started. Jupyter Notebook is up and running on your screen. In cell 1, we have imported required libraries like NumPy, Pandas, sklearn, and train test split from sklearn. Note that we are importing support vector machine as well. In cell 2, we are starting to load the data. Data is stored in the CSV file named support vector machine regression data.csv. In cell 3, we are exploring the first 5 rows of the data. In cell 4, we are separating the features from the dependent variable. The independent variables is stored as x and the dependent variable is stored as y. In cell 5, we split the data into train and test using sklearn train test split function. This is for preparing the training and testing data. In cell 6, we are creating the model instance using the class imported from sklearn. In cell 7, we are training the model. Note that for training, we are using the fit method and passing xtrain and ytrain as parameter. In cell 8, we are predicting using the trained model. For this, we are using predict method on the model and passing the xtest data. Finally, in cell 9, we are calculating the root mean squared error. This is implemented using mean squared error method provided by sklearn. Therefore, we are able to train, predict, and evaluate support vector machine regression machine learning model in Python using sklearn. We have come to the end of this tutorial. In this video, we successfully implemented a support vector machine regression machine learning algorithm using Python and sklearn library. Thank you so much for watching.